Are you finding yourself stuck in this pause of not knowing how to move forward? What to say yes to? What to say no to? Are you disconnected from your inner knowing and your intuition? My name is Kristen Collins, and the past couple weeks we've been talking about shedding all the heaviness of the stuff that's cluttering our connection to who we are and why we are. And last week we talked about worrying and how we can release the heaviness of worrying. And those are 2 steps to getting us closer to our intuition, our knowing. One of my favorite stories about intuition was when I was in healthcare and I was not yet being crushed by the heaviness of corporate life. And I was growing in my leadership and I was making some decisions about how to move forward. And I was in flow and I was just rocking it out. And I made this really great decision and we took action and things were going along. And my boss said to me, "How did you know to do that? Like, how did you know that would be a great way to move forward?" And I thought about it and I was like, wow, what a great question. And I said, my gut told me to. And I was humiliated after it came out of my mouth in, corporate America as a leader, that my instinct, my gut told me this would be an awesome way to go. So I spent years trying to pull away from my inner knowing and my intuition so that I got into this very cognitive, data-based ROI lens on decision making. And now there's nothing wrong with stepping into and moving forward with ways of being that are in alignment with data and do have a return on an investment. But when they're coming from up here and it's not coming from that heart-brain coherence, from that inner knowing, then it's just an ego build. And right now we are being constantly reminded to get out of here, drop into here, and cast that vision intuitively with our gut, our hearts, and our brains in alignment. So how do we do that? How do we reconnect with our intuitive knowing in such a crazy culture of consumerism and needing for that scientific ROI stuff to be the lens and all that left brain masculine energy? If we could live in a balance of following our intuition and our unique inner knowing and assessing things along the way as it comes out from our intuitive knowing, but understanding that our intuition may be driving some ideas and some ways of being that doesn't look like everything else around you. And that's not a bad thing. And when you live authentically and intuitively from this inner space, and you have the courage to step forward with it, what I'm finding as I do that is others are going, "Oh my gosh, yes, I thought that too," or "I felt that too," or "I hadn't thought of that and I love that." So being in touch with your intuition and stepping forward from that intuitive place is such a vibrant inflow way of being. And the way we do that is, as we said 2 weeks ago, what stuff are you surrounding yourself with? What people are you surrounding yourself with? And then releasing the worry, as we discussed last week, of what other people think of you. And the way to connect with that intuition is to be here now and to get present and to become aware of what's bubbling up inside of you, how you're feeling inside. And you can't connect with that if you're constantly receiving external stimuli that's trying to sell you stuff or persuade you or project on you. Okay? If you're never getting your piggy toes to connect with Mother Earth, if you're never smelling fresh air, if you're not having time to just be with yourself in the quiet, or laugh, or do something fun, or connect with an old friend. So if you want to get back in touch with your intuition and how you should experience your unique, perfectly divine way of being, life, even when it looks very different from everyone else outside of you, unclutter, stop worrying what everybody else says, get yourself present in the now, and become a curious, conscious observer of your own inner knowing. Our intuition is here to guide us. Our gut, heart, brain coherence, which is so disconnected with all this external stimuli, is already within. We just have to get quiet enough to reconnect with it. And the last thing I'll share, I had a great opportunity this past week to reconnect with a friend, Gina Lacanita. And Gina said to me, Kristen, I hate meditating because when I do try to meditate, all that happens is my brain goes crazy. And I laughed and I said, yeah, mine too, mine too. So it's this practice of observing your thoughts, being curious about your thoughts, and exhaling them out. Rinse, repeat. For me, meditation and getting in the now is not no thought. I mean, I don't believe I'm capable of no thought. What meditation is for me is connecting with the thought in the moment and being curious about that thought and pausing with the thought and then exhaling the thought out and then letting that happen again and letting that happen again. So what happens is as the pause happens and I let it go, that nowness, that centeredness lasts a little bit longer the more I practice. And that space to be able to know I'm not that thought. That thought, that emotion, that thing isn't me. I'm the observer of that thought. And that space is the freedom to then exhale that thought away and be like, interesting. And then you can start connecting with deeper intuitive thoughts that are already in there, but they're just being suffocated by all this external stuff. So do yourself a favor and spend some time each day just being with you in nature by yourself, listening to a beautiful song, laughing, doing something fun. But you can reconnect with your intuition by being here now. And then understanding that you may have a different way of moving forward that looks different from those around you, because we're all supposed to look and be different. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. I love that this came up for us this week, following our intuition. How fun. It's just a celebration of life and flow of life. And just thank you guys for the inspiration. Your comments, your shares is helping to grow our content, and I greatly, greatly appreciate it. If you haven't already subscribed to this information, please go ahead and subscribe so you too can help us co-create this space. And as always, not only do your comments help the algorithms, but they help me to be inspired when we connect in a shared community. As always, KristenCollins.com offers you more tips and tools, and I look forward to reconnecting with you soon. Until next time, be love. Bye.